So the thing is, I'm streaming to like 3 platforms at the same time. So there's a few things to set up. But yeah, just give me like 10 seconds and I think we'll be live. And then if Divyansh, if you could check that we're live on YouTube and LinkedIn and things, and just let me know in the chat and I'll just get started right away anyway.
Just confirming 1 second.
Thanks, everyone. And welcome everyone that is joining. We're going to get started in just a moment. So I already see actually we have quite a few people. Maybe you guys can let us know where you are from in the world. I see quite a few attendees already. Maybe this is a good way to get started. And I think we're probably live around about now. So I think I'm just going to get started now. And welcome from Poland. Yeah, so welcome to Engineering All Hands, actually. We actually have an awesome lineup for you today. But before we get started, I just wanted to give also a quick introduction for myself, because maybe you haven't seen me around on YouTube or around anywhere just yet. Maybe you just spotted me around on Slack, if you're a member of our Slack workspace as well. So yeah, basically, I'm the senior community manager at Jina AI. I started in December. And I'm working a lot on improving our developer experience. And I'm super excited to be joining the team and basically just to see what the potential of Jina AI holds as well. And at the same time, I've been working with like open source communities for some years now. And for me, this is really the most motivating part about working in such a such a kind of community, is because of like just being able to see the incredible projects that developers are working on, and also just the knowledge that people are sharing. For me, this is like a super awesome thing about our community, and I really look forward to kind of enabling more of that and really like supporting this sort of community into the future. And I think this is just another really great example of what we're doing today, is having a really awesome talk from one of our community members and seeing the kind of things that he's been working on, and also sharing some knowledge with you guys. And also we will even have a small giveaway too, and I will give you some more insight on that as well. And of course, also really excited to see what our team has been working on in terms of Jina AI Cloud. It's something that, the team has been working very hard on, and we'll even get kind of like a sneak preview of this today. So if you stay tuned, you will also get this preview. And so I think what we can first start with, and I saw we're live. That's awesome to know. So yeah, just some information about the giveaway. So I have Divyansh with me today, who's a really awesome kind of avid member of our community that's going to help me keep an eye on LinkedIn and Twitter, because what we would like you to do is to basically just tag us on Twitter, LinkedIn, and maybe write a small little caption about something maybe you learned during the event. And just make sure to tag us, and we will enter you into the giveaway for a €25 voucher. So actually pretty nice, something to put together, maybe to get some, I don't know, some headphones or something. And so we will be basically running that throughout this meetup, and we'll also be checking some of the tweets and some of the things that have been taking place. And yeah, basically we want to choose like the best one, maybe something that's really a detailed thing, or something really cool that you've learned. And we will definitely be in touch with you to make sure you get a hold of your voucher. So without taking much more time, I want to maybe jump into our first talk, and welcome to anyone else that has joined. Throughout the talk, actually, I will share with you some links to like maybe follow along with Pingren, as well as he basically gives us a practical guide on kind of GPU-powered Jina AI flows on GCP VMs. And this is actually, just to give you a heads up, this is a recorded demo because Pingren's actually based all the way in China, but he is here today with us in the chat to answer your questions throughout the talk. So I'm going to play you the demo basically. He's also edited that for you. Lasts around 30 minutes, and then please feel free to ask the questions, and then we will also dive into the next talk. So welcome everyone. So let me just set that up and start playing that video for you guys.
Hello everyone, my name is Pingren and I'm a software engineer at OpenArt AI. I'm honored speaking to you today about hosting GPU-powered Jina AI flows on GCP VMs. For those not familiar with OpenArt AI, we are a platform providing millions of AI-generated art pieces and easy-to-use tools to create your own. As you may have noticed, my profile picture on the event poster was generated using AI. The event organizer asked me to provide some of my pictures, and I don't have a good one, so I just use AI to create them. This one and this one. It's just one of the examples of amazing things that can be done by AI. If you are interested, feel free to check it out at openart.ai by yourself. Let me talk a few questions about this talk before diving into the topic directly. So who would be interested in this talk? This talk is for developers who have limited or no experience with cloud platforms, such as GCP and AWS. I will provide simple code and cloud infrastructure examples. So don't worry if you have never deployed an AI service before. I will also share demo code on my GitHub, so you can easily try it out for yourself. I am still learning GCP and cloud native technology. If you are experts and find this talk too easy, please accept my apologies in advance. What are benefits of hosting flows with GPU on GCP VMs? First, it's relatively simple to create and manage cloud VMs with GPUs compared to other options such as Kubernetes. Second, you can quickly test your GPU workflows on a VM, which allows you to gain instant feedback and make adjustments as needed. This is very useful when you don't have access to a high-performance GPU in your development machine. Third, GCP can assist in scaling up your AI services with just a few clicks. This allows you to take your experiments and quickly turn them into production-ready services. Now, let's dive into code and demo. Feel free to ask questions at any time in the chat. In this section, I will set up the VM and run the service. Let's go to the Google Cloud dashboard for Compute Engine. You can get into here by using the search bar. And if you are the first time to use this service, it may ask you to enable the API. You need to set up a billing account for Google Cloud. It should give you some free credits to play around. Now, let's create a VM by click Create Instance button here. And we'll choose a T4 GPU. It is the most affordable GPU option on GCP. We will keep the minimum CPU and memory settings. And we will change the image. We will use the deep learning on Linux image. This is a series of images provided by Google Cloud. Don't forget to change the version with PyTorch CUDA support. To allow external HTTP requests, we will configure firewall settings here. Now we can create the VM. It takes some time to create a VM. In the meantime, let me introduce today's demo project. The demo is a simple Jina flow with a simple executor. The executor loads a pre-trained model from a research by UC Berkeley. It basically takes an image and a prompt, and it will return the modified image for you. Let me run the code on my local machine and see if it works. And I provide a test HTML. Open it to test the service. The image URL is an image of Mona Lisa. And let's use the prompt, make her wear sunglasses. Let's click submit. And we can see the original image on the left side. Okay. Modified image on the right side. Not too bad. Now let's go back to our VM. We can connect to it by clicking button here, or we can view the Google Cloud command. We can use the command in our favorite terminal. If we ask to install the NVIDIA drivers, we type yes. So once it's installed, we don't need to worry about graphic cards or CUDA support. It just works. And now we will check our GPU. So we have a working GPU here. Let's clean up the terminal. We git clone to pull the project. And we enter a project and install its dependencies. It takes some time to install dependencies. I will cut the video. After installing dependencies, we can run Python save model cache. And now we can start the flow. And the flow is ready. Let's test this flow. This time, we will use the VM endpoint and click submit. So it works as expected. Let's quit the flow. And we want to keep this flow running even after we restarting the VM. We can use PM2 to do this. To install the PM2, we need to make sure we have a node environment. We can install the PM2 by typing npm install/g. So we have PM2. Now we run the flow again. Start sh. We can monitor the logs by type PM2 monitor or PM2 logs, and we can see our flow is ready to serve. We can check process. So if we want to stop the flow, we can type PM2 stop. I will keep it running. I will save the list and let's install the pm startup script. We just copy this command and even we reboot the VM, the flow will start running automatically. This is very important since we are going to save this VM into an image and we want every VMs booting from this image to have flow run automatically instead of running it manually. Now let's talk a little bit about logging and monitoring. I will introduce the minimal setup to get basic logging and monitoring by leveraging Cloud Logging API and Ops Agent. Let's set them up. So first we need to fetch the repo and switch the branch to Cloud Logging. We need to install the new requirements. The only difference is it introduced Cloud Logging SDK and the flow set up the Cloud Logging during the initialization. I already started flow. Let's test it. First, we submit a correct request. We delete the image URL to mark a wrong request. Now, let's go to Cloud Logging. Let's run the query. Okay, so we can see our generating request log into info and a wrong request with empty URL raise the error. We can also filter this by clicking here. So this is a powerful tool. You can search any fields and also there's lots of filters to use. Now let's install GPU enabled version of the Ops agent by running the following command. Let's see what it can offers. After installing the Ops agent, we can see more metrics such as memory utilization. But the most important metrics for us is probably the GPU usage. So we can go to the Google Cloud Monitoring Dashboard and we can create our dashboard by search GPU monitoring and we import this dashboard. I have already created this dashboard. Let's see what it looks like. So it will list GPU used in this project. You will see the GPU memory usage in the chart and also the process using the GPU. So this will be useful after you have more and more instances with GPU. That's all about Cloud Logging API and Ops Agent. Recently, Jina supports OpenTelemetry. We could export detailed metrics and logins to anywhere. I talk with engineers from Jina and draw a chart to help you understand what's happening. So you have a AI service using Jina framework, and the Jina framework supports a OpenTelemetry exporter. And as developers, we need to set up a telemetry data collector in this yellow square. So this is open source. We can find on GitHub, and it also comes with a lot of exporters. So if we are using Google Cloud, we can install the collector with Google Cloud Exporter, and all the data will be sent to Google Cloud, login, trace, and monitoring. If we want to see our telemetry data in Sentry, we can use the Sentry exporter. I won't demonstrate this, but if you are interested, you can try it by yourself. It's pretty straightforward. The only thing you need to set up is the yellow parts here. You can click these links in the slides. They will be helpful when you're setting up the OpenTelemetry. Now we have a functional flow running in a single VM, and we know how to view its logging and metrics. We don't want production requests hit our test VM. It's time to make it production ready. To achieve this, we can set up a VM template and an instance group to handle incoming requests. We will shut down the VM and create a disk image. We stop the instance. Then we go to Storage, Images, and we click Create Image. We name the image Flow Demo v1 and choose our source from disk, and our source disk is our instance. Then we can just click Create to create the image. It will take a few minutes to finish creating this image. We can go to Instance Template and choose Create an Instance Template. We will name our instance templates Demo Template v1, and we choose our GPU to T4, and we change our machine type to have 7.5 gigabytes memory. We change our boot disk. This time we choose Custom Images. So this template will use the image we just created. And we choose Advanced Options, Networking, and we add our networking tags to allow HTTP. So the incoming HTTP request on port 8088 will be allowed. So everything is set up. We click the Create. We have a Flow Demo template. We can go to Instance Group. We create Instance Group, and we will use our template we just created. We'll keep other settings as default. So it will take a while to create an instance group. Okay, let's refresh the page. And the instance group is created. We can see the VM is starting. And now our VM is running. We can copy the VM IP and test it. Okay, so we replace the server IP. We click submit. And we can see the result here. The VM is working. And remember, we can still view the cloud logins. We can see our logins for this instance in the instance group. If we have more instances, we can also filter them out. Now let's make this instance group outscales when there are more requests coming. So I already set it up. I can show you how I set it up. In auto scaling signals, we choose cloud monitoring metric, and we choose time series per instance. So it will auto scale based on instance metrics. And we choose GPU, the GPU utilization. We will set utilization to 50. And we can save this. Now we are going to create a cloud load balancer, which help us to allocate different requests to different instances. We are going to create a HTTP load balancer, and we can continue. We will use the port 8080. Then we are going to set up a backend. So I already create one, but I will show it again. We click create a backend service, and we are going to use name demo, and our protocol is HTTP, and we choose our backend as our instance group. Then we have a port number. And our balance mode is utilization. This utilization is the metrics we set in the instance group. So we can set the balance utilization to also 50. And we save it. We don't need cloud CDN. And we need to set up the health check. If you don't have one, you can create a health check by clicking here. And we can type our name. And the port should be, the flow is running. So it will send requests to our flow once a few seconds to make sure our flow is up and running. And we click save to save this health check and use it here. And we can click create to create this backend service. After everything set up, we just choose this backend service. And we click create to create this load balancer. So I already created one load balancer. Here we can see its configuration. And the auto scaling utilization is 50, and our max backend utilization is 50. So once the load balancer see the utilization is above 50, it will try to allocate a request to another instance. And as you may notice, this already have 4 instances. This is because I have started load testing for a while. So I have 4 concurrent requests to hit our load balancer. You can see it's still requesting. So if we go to our instance group and see the monitoring, we can see the instance autoscales as the utilization goes up. It scales from 1 to 4. And if we go to the cloud GPU monitoring, we can see we have already 4 GPUs here, and they are all kept at the utilization about 50. So let's change the time to 1 hour. We can see it's adding more instance to the instance group. It's from 1 instance to 4. After I stop the load testing, the instance utilization goes to 0 and the instance stop. So one thing I should point out, the GPU utilization and GPU memory usage here are not optimized. That's because I set the replica to 1 and also the flow prefetch to 1, which means each flow only handles 1 request at a time. If we want to increase its utilization, we probably could increase the prefetch to 2 or more. Also, we can increase the replicas to 2. But remember, you may need to increase the VM's memory settings to allow more models to load, and you should avoid too many inference requests running at the same time, which may result in high latency. So now we have covered all the steps to deploy and scale for production. There are some questions I would like to answer before we end. So first, how to upgrade the service in a reliable and efficient manner. Basically, update the VM and save into a new image, and we create it into a new VM template, which we can use to update our instance group. The GCP will help us replace all the instance in the instance group. And for a more efficient and reliable upgrade, I highly recommend automating these steps using scripts and the Google Cloud SDK. In this way, we can run the scripts to perform all the steps we used to clicks before, and we can even perform an end-to-end testing on the new template before we apply it to our instance group. And how to reduce the cloud GPU cost. While this guide provides a production-ready services, it may not be the most efficient in GPU-intensive scenarios. My suggestion is you need to do more load testing and tweak your best configuration. Later, you may need to design and build your load balancer, task dispatcher, and scaling metrics to create a more efficient system. For example, instead of measuring the GPU utilization, at OpenArt we calculate the request computing score to estimate the workload of a request with different parameters. And we also build our instance request dispatcher and message queue to help complex use cases. So today we walk through a simple Jina flow on Google Cloud VM. We also set up Google Cloud logins and metrics. We deploy the service into an instance group and make it auto-scales based on GPU metrics. I hope you get better understanding of this topic. So that's all for today. Thank you all for listening this talk. Huge thanks to Jina for letting me to be a part of the event today. Bye-bye.
Well, thank you so much, Pingren. Actually, this was really fantastic. I really enjoyed listening through, and like Peter said, I can definitely just echo and emphasize that this was really enjoyable and super easy to follow along. I'm really excited as well to be actually posting it on sharing it on our YouTube soon, so people can come back and also check back on some things and follow up. But again, thank you so much, Pingren, and also for staying up late to like really late actually to be here for us and to answer questions from community. So on behalf of all the team at Jina AI, super appreciate it and really love what you're working on, and was so cool to collaborate with you as well, and to for you to join our the first meetup that I posted. So really amazing work. So I think if anyone has any more questions for Pingren, in case something comes up, or of course you can feel free to ask it on the video itself. Maybe you make a comment once we post it, but also feel free to join our Slack as well. And I think that there is like a really good place to just tag Pingren or whoever in the group channels, and we can even have a discussion about it, and would love to see kind of what's coming next. So as I posted already, there's some code as well that Pingren has prepared. He prepared all of the code and everything all into one GitHub repository, which is just so awesome. It's so convenient, so amazing that you took the time to do it. So I think I will also just double share that here for you again, just in case anyone missed it. So let me just put that quickly into the chat. Maybe someone else. There we go. Yeah, awesome to have a repo. So thank you so much, and we'll definitely be following up with you, Pingren. Maybe you want to go straight to bed now. I would totally understand this, and look forward to catching up with you soon on your project. Awesome. So moving on to our next talk, actually. So I think hopefully, Leon, you're here with us, ready to kind of dive into the next demo, basically introducing Jina AI Cloud. Also been kind of watching Leon working on this also with the team, and really excited about the progress so far and the kind of things that what we can look forward to. So maybe I can just hand it over to you, Leon, and you can already get started.
Yes, sure. I will try to be as calm, as clear as Pingren. I hope I manage. So yeah, hi everyone. I'm Leon. I am a product manager at Jina AI, and I'm currently working with the team on our Jina AI Cloud, our new platform to manage all of our services. So just share. Can I share? Can you let me share?
Yes, sorry. You can, I think you can share now.
Yes.
Awesome.
Okay, can you see?
Now. Yes, you can see.
Yes, perfect. I hope it's also big enough. Yes, so our new Jina AI Cloud. So maybe a little bit of an overarching goal. So we have a bunch of products in the Jina AI ecosystem that are trying to make your life easier when you create multimodal and search applications. But previously, these were kind of fragmented or in a standalone fashion. And so what we want to do is make this process of creating your applications much more streamlined and bring everything together. And also in the future, really bring these synergies together between the apps or the services that we provide. And so in this spirit, the Jina AI Cloud is also there to help you create, manage, and monitor all of the things that you create in our ecosystem, and really make this process easier. So yeah, that you can create all of these awesome applications. So starting right off, I will just give you a short walkthrough, and then at the end, give you a short preview of our new pricing and billing feature, which I think a bunch of you have been waiting for a long time. So really going into that production level with your deployments. Yeah. So in the dashboard, as you can see, we try to show you all of the information, important information up front, so that you know, okay, what's going on with my account, where am I using stuff, how many requests are people sending to me, just where's it going, and then also jump quickly into all of these different services that you can have, so you can quickly get started. And also to see the important information in our ecosystem, because I think we move quite quickly. So as you can see here, in the last 15 days, there were quite some releases and also some awesome content from our tech content and social media team. So for example, this 3D mesh article, if you haven't seen it yet. So we really try to bring all of that into focus. Yeah, so jumping into basically these individual things. I think for the Executor Hub, most of you already know it, and there hasn't been that much change, but we definitely also have some big plans here. So definitely stay tuned, but not in the very near future, but just in the near future. So one of the biggest new features, if you haven't seen it yet, is the Jina AI search apps, which previously was called Jina Now. And this offers now not only individual modalities, so text to text, text to image, but basically a multimodal search applications in a out of the box, basically no code flow. So if you want to quickly get started with a search system, you don't want to build all of this pipeline yourself and really benefit from this awesome technology, then I think this is the best place to go. And the way that it works is you basically all you need is a data set. You can upload it to our Jina AI cloud into the JCloud as a Docker array, or you can use an AWS S3 bucket and just provide that selected in the right format, which we also have documentation on. And then we will try to, we identify the schema that you use to see, okay, which modalities are in your data set. And then you can choose which of these should be included or which of these should be searched on in the resulting application. So for my case, I have text and image. So you can choose which of these are then indexable, and you can also add filters to make your search faceted later. And then once you've done this, you can use the playground to see the results. So here I have a data set with some AI generated animals, and you can search through all of these, use the facets, etc. And once you're ready to deploy this in your front end, in your existing system, whatever, you can use the API to directly connect those via the REST API. If you don't have a data set yet, but want to check out how it works, what the results are like, we also offer a bunch of demo applications, so you can immediately deploy these and then try them out. So definitely check that out, and we would love to have your feedback. Also, any feature requests, we are really looking forward to your feedback. So see some NFT monkeys, for example. Up next, we have the new inference API, which is basically built on top of the Clip as a service. But going forward, we want to offer not just Clip, but also other models that are commonly used to serve common tasks. And really simplify the process of implementing these into your production system, so that you don't need to have all of this technical overhead of deploying, maintaining, and especially upgrading, optimizing these AI models. So right now we have still the clip model, but there will soon also be other models. And what makes this inference API special is really that, for one, you will be only charged for the usage that you actually have, so you don't need to deploy and run your own GPU all of the time, and that we basically continuously optimize this model so that you get the best latency, and also some other awesome features in the future, is to basically solve these tasks with the right AI model. And as you can see, so it's really simple. You can select the model that you want to use. We also have a ton of information and demos to really find out how to use it, what it's all about. And once you're ready, you just select the model that you want to deploy. So let's take this one, for example, create the model, and then you will then either have the direct connection or have to wait a little bit, and then you can see how to implement it. So it's just the connection to this API, and then you can shoot right ahead. Yeah. So that is the inference API. I hope no one has questions, because I'm not looking at the chat right now. But yes, so if not, we have up next the fine-tuner API. And so this is also has been a product that we've been working on for quite a while, to really go into detail of your use case and make sure that your existing search application, for example, is showing the results that you want. And we have this as in our Python package, but now you can also create runs here, and more importantly, you can see the results and track the results of your runs, and directly download them onto your PC using the code snippets. So really streamlining all of this process of using these individual tools. And in the same vein, you can monitor the flows that you've uploaded to JCloud. You can also pause them, stop them, restart them, look at all of the logs and all of the information, and really get all of the information that you need in one specific place. The same, of course, with the data sets, which are super important. And as you saw earlier, when you upload these, you can also directly access them in our other services, to quickly go through that, but also make sure that everything is is working as expected and all of the data is there. Yes, so these are all of the new features. And next and last, I will give you a short sneak peek of our new payment system. So as I said before, previously, I think all of our offerings were basically free to use. You could test it out, and if you contacted us, we also in part gave some production guarantees and tried to stabilize this. But we want to make this much more streamlined and really give you the confidence to deploy your search apps or your multimodal apps in the cloud with stability and with the scaling that they should have, but also in a very cost-efficient way. And basically, as you can see here, so we tried to make this as transparent, but also as and easy to use, but also as targeted for each of the user groups as possible. And so the way that it works is we have multiple segments. Still and always we will offer our services so that you can try out, that you can learn, and really get into our tools in the free plan. And if you are more advanced, you want to use this in production, you want to have some service level guarantees, then you can move up to the pro plan and also get some cost reduction for if you have a lot of queries. And if you have a really big use case or a very special use case, or you want our technical support in a much more hands-on way, then you can always contact us for enterprise plans. But yes, so that is basically the general overview. And of course, we will offer all of the features around this, so you can have your invoices easily accessible. You can have a detailed breakdown of all of your usages. And you can also see all of this information in one place. And I think that was the quick walkthrough of all of these things. Oh, no, one awesome feature that we still have, since I just saw this coming from Peter. So you don't have to be in our enterprise plan to talk to us and give us feedback and get support. So we also have an on-site chat, which you can, this is a live chat where you can directly be connected to probably me or some of our engineers. And we will try to help you with any questions you have, or take very happily any feedback that you have, and make sure that your process and your tasks in the Jina AI cloud and the ecosystem are buttery smooth. So yes, it's this one is not a robot, although many people seem to think. Yes.
Awesome. Thanks, Leon. This is actually so nice. Actually, what's really striking for me is like how everything is all nicely packed into one place, and you can just like navigate it like cockpit or something, like all of your tools and everything. So it's really nice and sleek.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess one of the questions, so actually my question was where people give their feedback. Actually, it's really nice that they can put it directly into the actually the chat, not the chat bot, but the real person is going to be on the other side. It's like crazy time that this is like a big selling point now to chat with us. But I think one thing I wanted to ask as well, I think Peter asked it if you can try it out now. I don't know if it was maybe unclear for some people, if they can try it out, or like when the best time is to try it out.
Yes. So you can already log into cloud.jina.ai and try out the features that I presented. And for the payment and the billing, basically features, this will be rolled out in the coming week. So definitely stay tuned for that. And I think if you contact Emma, then maybe she can also get you a special starting offer. So yeah. Definitely should check that out. And yeah, so definitely already you can already check it out and get started. I think if you go to the Jina.ai website and you click on the top right button to log in, then you can also access it if you forget the cloud.jina.ai URL. Yes, exactly.
I think Peter dropped it. Awesome. Thanks for dropping that, Peter. And yeah, there you go. So exclusive benefits for being part of community. You heard it here first, guys. So yeah, it would be great to if you can give it a try, and like Leon said, share feedback as well. Obviously, if you also want to just create a bit of a discussion, you can also join our Slack. I will, I think, share even a QR code for this as well. Maybe one last question from my side as well. Unless we have some in the chat, please feel free to just drop your questions.
I think there was a question from Akram.
Yeah.
So about future features. So there are tons of stuff that we are working on, but I think one of the big features that we are working on in the near future is team management, so that you can more easily and more fine-grained share resources with your colleagues or with your team. Because right now we have these two options. We have either you have a private flow, private Docker array, whatever, or you have it public, and there's no real in between. So we definitely want to make this much more fine-grained, so that you can choose who has access and when. And yeah, so from the platform side, this is one big feature. And from the product perspective, I think the next step for us is to bring these much closer together. So integrate the products, for example, Fine-Tuner with the search applications, etc. Bring these together, but also multiple new features that I think you can definitely look out for soon, but I can't say anything yet, so sorry.
Well, I think if anything, if we have any new features, I'm sure we will probably be sharing that within our community earlier. So definitely join the Slack and join the community. We'll definitely make sure to update you guys on anything new. I guess one of the questions I had is if you wanted to make any shout outs to your team about who worked on it. And yeah, this is my question.
Oh, that's a very difficult one. I think
everyone.
Yes, I think it was very much a team effort to pull all of this together. But I think definitely, so Meow, I would give a shout out to, because he is the tech team lead, and we work very closely, and it's always really nice to have his calm and straightforward opinion on things. So yeah, shout out to Meow. And everyone else, I think it would be unfair if I mention someone but don't mention someone else. So
okay, I'm sorry for putting you on the spot. Just too many people working on this. Awesome. Well, I think I just want to double check that we don't have any other questions also in other channels, because we have quite a few places we're streaming. But if not, yeah, super appreciate as well, Leon, for you also spending some extra time to share this, and yeah, also preparing a little demo for us, and walking through even some things that you're still working on. So that's really, really cool. Yeah, to have you here as well.
Yeah, very gladly. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and like I said, we love feedback. So if you have any complaints, feedback, you like things, feel free to use the chat or use the Slack community, or send me an email. Yeah, we would love to hear from you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think actually this is one of the great things as well, is that we are working a lot with our community members to like gather feedback, and it actually community is super kind of involved in the feedback process. So that's really, really also a cool part of it. Yeah, so I actually just wanted to give you a little reminder before we like wrap up, I guess. If you still wanted to join in on the giveaway, please feel free to tag us and let us know maybe what you learned today, maybe from the first talk as well from Pingren, or maybe something you learned or excited about with Jina AI Cloud. It would be really great to hear from you. Just make sure that you tag us on Twitter or LinkedIn. Doesn't have to be really long, but we're going to try to find like the best the best one. We already have a couple of entries, so we'll be looking through it. And just so you know, we'll be in touch with you quite soon and make sure that you are aware by tomorrow, and that we also announce it tomorrow, the winner. So just so you know about that. And I guess the last thing is just, as you mentioned, if you have more feedback, if you want to get in touch with us, with Pingren, with myself, with Leon as well, we're all on our Slack channel and workspace, so feel free to join. This QR code should work, but if not, everything is linked on our website and all around, so maybe someone in chat can share with you. But other than that, I wanted to say thank you so much for everyone joining. Thank you to speakers, to Leon and to Pingren, joining us all the way from China, and also to Devyansh actually as well. He's been helping me moderate the meetup, and also just being such a great support for us and the community in general, and kind of helping us to spread the message about the meetup. So just as a small little follow-up, we'll definitely be sharing the recording on YouTube, and making a couple of videos as well, so you can come back and check everything out. And I think we'll also obviously be sharing any updates we have from releases. Please follow our social channels, because we'll be sharing about our releases on there too, on Twitter. So other than that, I think that's everything. It was really awesome to have you all with us, and I really look forward to the next time we get a chance to meet up, and we'll catch you on Slack. So thanks everyone.
Bye.
Bye bye.